Today we're making the best keto-friendly chips that we've ever had, and they only take one ingredient and they're super easy to make. And that ingredient is cottage cheese. And before you say it, no, they do not taste like cottage cheese. And if you're new here, my twin sister Sarah and I have lost 160 pounds combined following a ketogenic lifestyle since January of 2019. And on our channel, we love trying and creating recipes for all of you. A couple months ago, I was browsing through the internet and I came across a recipe where someone said that you could make cottage cheese into keto-friendly chips. And it was actually quite difficult because even though we used a nonstick pan to cook these cottage cheese chips, they just didn't come off easily. After that video launched, some of you guys in our Facebook group posted that you had much better luck in the microwave. So in the next video, Sarah and I tested this hack in the microwave, and guess what? It worked. And these chips are the closest thing to a very thin potato chip that we have ever tried on keto. In the past, Sarah and I have tried many different keto chip replacements, whether it's like low carb tortillas cut into chip shapes, or bok choy, or zucchini chips, and nothing has come close to these cottage cheese chips. In the last video, we kind of just used a little bit of garlic powder to flavor these chips. But then we thought, how can we make these chips even better? So we went online and we found some flavorings. And these flavorings have trace amounts of carbs in it, but pack a lot of flavor. So we're gonna be trying a couple of these flavorings today on the cottage cheese chips so that we can make the ultimate keto snack. So we're gonna go through and we're gonna show you guys how to make cottage cheese chips. And then we're gonna go downstairs and we're gonna start trying these flavorings to see if we can get these close to the real thing. So the original recipe that we followed was by PerspectivePortions.com. And pretty much what she did was she took Trader Joe's cottage cheese and she put it into a bowl, and then she added things like garlic and pepper. We're not going to be adding any seasonings because we're going to be adding those at the end. So in our last video, we actually used Trader Joe's cottage cheese because that's what the creator specified in her recipe. There were a bunch of people that commented that it's probably some of the additives that makes it crisp up, and that's why she decided to keep using it. So today we found this Amazon Happy Belly cottage cheese that we'll be using today. And just for fun, we are going to make some with this Daisy cottage cheese that has no additives in it. So we're gonna compare the two to see if it actually makes a difference if there are additives in the cottage cheese. So these are both 4% small curd cottage cheese. So this is the type of recipe where you're really going to need to be looking at it in the microwave while it cooks. It's gonna depend on the wattage of your microwave and other factors. We have to cook it from anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. So we always keep a close eye on it as it's in the microwave just to make sure that we're not burning it. So we're gonna start making our little dollops of cottage cheese on our parchment paper, and then we'll move on to the next step. Yeah, it might be easier to take out the plate, but I'm not going to because I'm lazy. Okay, here we go. 3 minutes. 3 minutes, okay. Point that out. This is like the beginning stages of it. It's been in there for 3 minutes. We're gonna try again for another, what, 2 minutes. So you definitely need to know your own microwave when you're doing stuff like this, because we're doing ours at half power. So keep an eye out. It's a lot about trial and error, like I said, but we're just gonna continue on. We're gonna be making a ton of chips, and then we're gonna go downstairs and we're gonna start trying all of these different combinations. And some psychiatrists will ask you what you see.
Amoeba.
An amoeba.
No, that's just a keto-friendly chip.
So to recap, Sarah and I have been making these cottage cheese chips. We used the organic Daisy cottage cheese, that's 4%. And so we're just trying to see, do the additives matter in this cottage cheese? We had a little bit of a hard time peeling away the chips that were from the Daisy cottage cheese.
And but they still work.
They still work, but they're a little bit more complicated to get off the parchment paper. We ran out of that cottage cheese. We're just using some that Sarah had. We're gonna be switching over now into the Amazon brand cottage cheese. It has additives in it, and those additives might help it stabilize to be a better chip. So here's our first round of the Amazon brand chips. They're completely cooled off. I can already tell that they look different than the Daisy organic cottage cheese chips.
These look way more chip-like to me.
Right, and they look like they're coming up easier off the parchment. Like, see? A little bit. They look thicker. You don't think that they look different, but they do.
The spread is different.
Right. Look at this shape and look at this. So here is our Amazon brand. Here is our Daisy organic cottage cheese. Still good. Still looks good. We haven't tried them yet. All right, let's pop these off and we're gonna get to cooking even more of these chips. We have the power level of the microwave set at a level 6 and we've been finding we have luck at 4 to 5 minutes at that power level. So we have a bunch of keto-friendly chips ready to go. We're making a couple more batches. We're gonna go downstairs and try some of the flavorings we bought. So here we have our cottage cheese chips. They're looking really good. Actually, some of them are giant.
Yeah, I wanna actually record the differences between the two chips. This is the organic Daisy cottage cheese.
No additives. This is the Amazon brand with the additives in it. So these are definitely thicker. Really good. So we have a couple of flavors that we bought off of Amazon. These are kind of dirty.
Some of them.
Some of them are kind of dirty. The first one is this Kernel salt and vinegar popcorn seasoning. This has 2.5 carbs per teaspoon of dust, powder, whatever. Seasoning, exactly.
So I actually searched all over for chip seasoning. It doesn't exist because not that many people probably make chips at home. But what they do make at home is popcorn seasoning.
I saw some other ones that were for like wings.
That's a good idea too, yeah. Any type of seasoning will work. Smell it? It definitely smells like vinegar.
Yeah. So we have a little sandwich baggie. I'm just gonna grab some and make a little helping for you.
Well, we'll just share out of one bag.
Okay, fine. Well, that's not fun. Well, it will take forever.
Trying to save on the sandwich bags.
This is like my mom used to bring popcorn from home to the theater.
Budget tips.
Oops, that's not a lot. Look at it's barely.
I know that. So that was not even 1/10 of a teaspoon. So, and it's covering it pretty well. I wonder if you season them right after they come out of the microwave, if it would stick better.
Maybe. Because
we're just learning here.
Yeah.
That's why we love doing these experiments with you. Every time we make these chips, they get better and better. So
right.
This is a really bad.
I smell it. Oh. Tastes like salt and vinegar. Love it.
Good.
Literally,
like it.
we use less than 1/4 teaspoon for these chips.
There's a lot of it at the bottom of the bag still.
Less than 1 carb. We're going to link all these flavors in the description below. I like it a lot. That was really, really good. Salt and vinegar chips are my favorite, though, of all time.
Next up, we're going to try the cheddar sour cream.
By Judy's.
By Judy's. Gluten-free, nut-free facility. This has 3 grams of carbs per 1 tablespoon. So.
Sour cream and cheddar?
Yeah. That's actually like a Lay's flavor. So that's why I decided to go for it. Haven't had a Lay's in a long time, but it's kind of different than just the plain cheddar. It has like a little bit of a tang to it.
Imagine if you have like a little like wrap. Like you have a little wrap, a sandwich, you know? I always want chips with my sandwich.
These are so easy to make. So we're doing 1 teaspoon.
Ooh, that's a lot.
It's going to go to the bottom.
Okay.
It's not wasted. Okay. We don't know if there's any better way of doing this. We're just kind of experimenting here. Get them nice and coated. Another use for these seasoning packets, it says good for soups, stews, and chilies.
Or dip.
Or dip, right. What, bad? They taste like that. The Lay's flavor. Good.
I like it.
Get ready to be covered in cheese.
Alrighty, last up we have the dill pickle seasoning, which is interesting.
I don't know why I picked this one, honestly.
Me
It was
either.
different.
We do like pickles.
Yes.
But it's also like vinegary.
Yeah.
So
it could be
let's try
similar to the vinegar, salt and vinegar.
I like that.
I just didn't want to go for something generic like ranch because ranch seasoning packets are everywhere. You could find that.
That's
that would
true.
be easy. This one has on here that you can make a vegetable dip off of 1 tablespoon of this and Greek yogurt. So it's dual purpose, which I really enjoy. So the carb count for the dill pickle seasoning is 4 grams of carbs for 1 tablespoon.
Oh.
So we're only using a teaspoon here, people. So not that much at all. How's it smell?
Like dill. I know we're gonna inevitably get this question, how long can you keep them? I don't have any idea. We're never gonna save enough. We're gonna eat them right away.
Yeah.
So if you guys know how long you can store these for, let us know. Remember, it is cheese, so I don't know.
Keep them in the refrigerator.
Keep them in the refrigerator. They might not be crunchy.
This is something that you can make in 5 minutes in the microwave.
I'm covered in dill.
Do you like it or no? Yeah. I think it tastes good, but it's
It just
not
tastes
my
like
favorite.
dill.
Uh-huh. You might be able to add this straight into the cottage cheese. I am not sure. That way you don't have to like have the powder going everywhere.
Right.
I don't know. I don't mind this way of doing it, and you can kind of control the flavor of it by doing it this way.
Oh, I want to bring some for me home. My favorite is going to be the salt and vinegar. That's my favorite. What about you?
Cheddar sour cream.
Really?
It has like a nostalgic taste to me. But yes, there was an overall difference between the organic cottage cheese and the Amazon one with the additives. It just held up better, but it did work. But it's going to take you longer probably to make the one with the organic cottage cheese in it.
Right. So I actually love this so much. This is my favorite. It turned out so much better than I thought it was going to. This is really filling that like chip replacement for me.
I agree. And I think that there are a ton of other flavors that we could be using as well, like barbecue or ranch, like I said. We're going to continue on this quest to find the most perfect keto chip, but I think we're pretty close. If you guys have any tips on how you guys make these at home, please leave a comment below. We were able to learn so much about how to make these chips by you guys, so leaving your comments really does help out the community. If you guys want to see other videos by us, you can click on one of the videos on the screen and we'll see you over there. Anyway, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Emily.
And we are the Keto Twins, signing out.